In an ancient Russian forest, where little life seems to stir, one man filmed its most fabled resident for the first time. The wild Siberian tiger. It's an achievement that took years of watching and waiting while living in a hole in the ground for months at a time.
There must have been times when he was on the edge of insanity, I'm sure.
His story is one of endurance and isolation. But the return on this hardship is his unparalleled footage of 3 generations of a tiger family. Now I'm embarking on my own tiger odyssey, with this remarkable man as my mentor. The journey isn't without risks.
Gunshot.
Poach.
But discovery is its own reward.
You're not going to believe this.
At the far edge of Russia's wilderness.
Nature is made possible in part by Canon. Take your inspiration from nature. Leave it untouched by your presence. Capture its image and preserve it forever. Canon, living and working together to appreciate today and care for tomorrow. Additional funding provided by the Lillian Goldman Charitable Trust, the Philemon M. D'Agostino Foundation, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
In 2005, Korean filmmaker Soo-young Park emerged from Russia's frozen forests. The first man to film families of Siberian tigers in the wild. He went through years of loneliness and danger, stalking a predator. One of the rarest cats on Earth. Park was prepared to invest more of his life than anyone before him. He captured footage of the animals that haunted the seemingly empty forest. Park learned to uncover the tigers, not fabled white, but camouflaged by coats the color of flames. His legacy is a unique record of over 1,000 hours of tiger life.
I want people to remember me as a man of nature.
A land of bears and poachers, a lawless frontier, and tiger country. The Russian Far East. It feels like the edge of the world. I'm Chris Morgan, an ecologist. I've come to a unique part of this vast wilderness. I'm here to uncover an amazing story of endurance and isolation in a hidden corner of Russia. I live and work in the USA. There we have many of the animals in these forests, like bears and wolves. Only here, in this part of Russia, they roam the same woods as tigers and leopards. The tigers here are really hard to see. They roam great distances, up to 10 times further than their tropical cousins. Because prey, like deer and wild boar, are few and far between. Everything is nervous, from birds to people, all potential tiger prey. This forest feels magical, full of extraordinary sights like these giant nests of broken branches. I've seen a few of these in the forest, and when you initially look at them, you think that they're birds' nests, but these are actually bear nests. Back in the US, the black bears I study are the top of the food chain. When there are tigers in the woods, bears are on the menu. I'm only spending a few weeks here. Park stayed for months at a time. I've been warned I may never see a tiger. I need somewhere to set up a hide. We've built this tree stand. I'm going to try and spend some time up here and really get a sense of what Park went through when he spent all those consecutive months looking and waiting for tigers to appear. I think it's quite a bit bigger than the one that he used, but we've picked a nice spot overlooking this frozen riverbed. It's big. The platform doesn't offer much protection, but might keep me out of harm's way. The night belongs to others. Wolves, bears, and tigers.
My whole motivation for being here is I love large carnivores, and I love thinking about their wild lives and what they need. And in a forest like this, there's nothing more extreme. Most of my time I spend studying bears, but also a little bit of wolves and a little bit of cougars, so I know my North American carnivores. But that's where the similarities end. This forest has all kinds of incredibly exotic species in it, including the tiger. And that's where I'm out of my element a little bit, but I love that.
To succeed where all others failed, Soo Young Park went to new extremes. The evidence is in his footage. He left his wife and children in Korea and dug a 4-foot hole in the ground. Over 5 years, he waited and watched, staying inside for months. He never left, even to go to the bathroom. The tigers would reveal themselves briefly, then disappear. Again, he would wait and wait. Eventually, he caught the unseen life in these barren forests. He filmed lynx, sables, woodpeckers, and raccoon dogs. But it is his intimate images of tigers that are unique. He didn't just grab odd shots, he got to know individuals and their families. He gave them names from fairy tales: Snow White, Hansel and Gretel. His cameras were primitive, but his footage of a mother and cubs just inches away is unparalleled. I understand why anyone might dedicate their life to animals, but Park took it to astonishing limits.
One of the most impressive things about Park is not just the fact that he would sit for months in a hide on his own waiting for tigers to come by, but that he would sit sometimes for months before the first tiger even showed up. There must have been times when he was on the edge of insanity, I'm sure. Any human would be.
I thought I'd seen tigers in the snow on film before, but the truth is they were almost certainly filmed in captivity. There are more tigers in cages than there are left in the wild. The tigers in the yard of this Russian home have been filmed countless times. Tigers for hire for a few $100s a day. These are shadows of their wild brothers. But tigers are still awesome predators. Some of these cats eat bears for a living. Pretty darn impressive carnivores. I've come to find out why it's so hard to see them in their natural habitat. You think that an orange cat like that would stand out like a sore thumb on this white backdrop, but then you see these orange leaves that are all partly on the trees and mostly on the ground, and it just blends in perfectly. Incredible. Unexpected, actually. Park never came to this odd enclosure at the edge of the woods. He filmed in the wild. Makes me appreciate his work even more. Siberian tiger's territories are vast. They can cover over 1,000 miles. The terrain is tough. Where would I begin to look? Luckily, I have the perfect guide. Park himself.
Chris Morgan. Anyong Kiseo.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too, yeah.
He'll be my mentor for a short time. When he leaves, I'll look for tigers by myself. We're heading back to the forests where Park worked, to the woods he called home for over 5 years. Park's preparation for a life in the wild is unconventional. Until 17 years ago, he studied literature. Then Korean educational TV sent him to the Russian Far East. Park is coming back to share his story.
You know, sometimes I met wild tiger in the forest. They can kill me. They make me humble. When I was humble, I can see nature more deep. In the city, humankind think they are God. But in the forest, we don't feel like that. We are same with another animal. Almost the same, I feel. Oh, Chris. So big.
What do you think?
Oh my God. Too big.
Big, is it? Bigger than yours?
Tiger don't like strange changes in the forest.
I know. But I think it would be good. It's quite camouflaged. When you were in your hide, what did you eat?
I prepared some cooked rice. I prepare 300 pocket like this.
300 bags of rice?
I ate 2 times per day. And I prepare nuts for vitamin and salt.
Salt? And that was it? This is all you ate?
I have a toilet.
A toilet?
Oh, toilet.
Okay,
Toilet.
that was my next question. What do you do for a toilet?
Toilet.
I'm so intrigued.
Per week, maybe 1 or 2 times I toilet.
Yeah.
Make some, I bring some special paper.
Yeah, paper.
Over there.
Yeah.
And fold.
Yeah.
And some special pocket like this.
Yes, plastic bags. Yeah, hopefully not the one with the nuts in it.
One time again, eliminate all smell and to the basket.
What was the temperature? What was it like?
Outside minus 30 degree, inside minus 30 degree.
Minus 30. Wow. It's beyond what I can comprehend, actually. Everything, the basic food, the temperature, the patience, the endless weeks. It's almost unbelievable. At these temperatures, your eyelids can freeze shut in your sleep. Park endured these debilitating temperatures for months without leaving his 4-foot world. When he emerged, his muscles had wasted. He could barely walk. Park doesn't just think my platform is too big. He's not sure it's in the right place either. Like Park before he picked his hiding spots, I have to be certain tigers are in the area.
Maybe you cannot see tiger, but tiger see you.
Yes.
Where? I don't know where, but tiger see you.
I know how to track predators. Back in the US, I'm regularly on the trail of bears and wolves. Finding signs of tigers is different. The facts are stark. Only 400 Siberian tigers in an area the size of my home state of Washington. 20 to 30 of them poached every year, worth $50,000 dead, if you can find one. Park is going to show me how.
Oh, yes. Some black. This is tiger spray. His pit.
Can you smell it?
Smell, but old.
Oh,
Really
definitely,
smell,
definitely cat smell, yeah. Oh, look here. Is that a hair? What do you think?
I think.
You think it's tiger?
Yes. Like this. And then scrub his neck to the back. And then spray. And go back to his way.
To find the tigers, Park had to think like one, a skill I will need.
Maybe pray over there. Yes. Yeah.
There's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
He starts to share his secrets.
But those are not mouse hairs.
Park taught himself to be an expert on the elusive cats and to share their world.
Black woodpecker.
Gunshot.
Shotgun. Somebody killed, poach.
We are not alone. We need to stay out of sight. Running into armed poachers out here could be fatal. Park needed to stay hidden from tigers and the men hunting them. They sell them on the black market in neighboring China as traditional medicine. Tigers have been hunted to the brink of extinction. The few cats that remain stay as far from people as they can.
Drainage area.
Oh! Oh!
Sorry.
Tiger tracks! Oh!
That is unbelievable. I can't believe we found them. Dreamt of seeing even a track since I was a child. And this is, so it's quite an emotional moment. It's, these are old tracks, but look at these. See the toes here? I'm dying to place my hand into the track of a tiger. What do you think? How many days?
Minimum 3 or 4 sunshine.
Yeah, 3 or 4 days old.
Sunshine.
That seems fresh enough to me.
And snow, small snow and sunshine.
It's such a spirit booster.
Footprint is old, smelt.
Yeah.
So I am not sure. But normally, is this area one tiger is breed.
That's incredible for me that you know the history of potentially who this individual cat is. Let's look further up here. I want to see if there's more.
The tracks might be from a tiger Park filmed as a cub. He named her Gretel. I would love to find her. This frozen riverbed, covered with deer tracks, is a perfect spot for a remote camera.
Do you usually put a GPS location on your cameras?
No, only we remember the place.
Oh, you just remember.
So sometimes we forgot the place. Many places we said.
Park's equipment was basic, but in some ways he was ahead of his time. He built motion sensors to trigger his hidden cameras. I used these modern versions to study bears. This part of Siberia is home to weird and wonderful species that I would love to see. I'm going to leave the cameras out and check them in a few weeks. When Park hid his cameras, each position had been carefully planned. He found the valleys with the most prey, he followed the call of the crows, and tracks in snow. Local hunters say he learned to read the White Book. Eventually, it led him to the tigers. The first tiger Park encountered was an adult male in his prime. Park followed crows to a tiger kill. He hid cameras around it while he watched and filmed from a hide. Even though he was alone, he captured the scene from several angles. 10 foot, nose to tail, and weighing up to 1/4 of a ton. Fathering all the cubs in the area, this tiger was the dominant male. Park called him King Big. Yet even King Big was cautious. Sensing the cameras was enough to put him off. Park knew the tiger's territory was so large he might not return for months. King Big had good reason to be wary. Poaching is rife. We've found more tracks. We are not the only ones on the trail.
This is man, human.
Do you think the tiger came first and the man is following him?
I think tiger first,
Yeah.
was man.
And then the man afterwards. Easiest way from eating beef for the tigers. Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect. I'm beginning to pick up the techniques Park used to home in on his tigers. Now is my chance to visit the tiny space in which he waited.
Wow. Look at that. Home sweet home, Park. Oh my goodness, that's so interesting to see it. Oh my goodness. It's small, so small. How long did you stay in here?
First year, I stayed 7 months
7 months.
here. But one time, maybe 2 or 3 months I wait here. I didn't see any tigers. Only I see raccoon dog.
Raccoon dog.
Uh-huh. But one time, very big snow fall down. Very, very beautiful. And the full moon come.
To film at night, Park adapted infrared security cameras. He'd never seen the tiger he knew as Bloody Mary, named after her gruesome kill sites. He had to wait 60 days before he finally met her. She was followed by 3 cubs. Having left his wife and children in Korea, this is where Park met his second family.
So I named them the son of the Bloody Mary, Sky White.
Sky White. Okay.
First daughter, Snow White. Second daughter, Moon White. I named like that. Very beautiful.
Nice.
But another day, very terrifying day.
His second encounter with his family was chilling. Park cowered inside as Bloody Mary and her cubs attacked.
Young tiger come up my roof. When one tiger come up, the plank is bounding. 2 tigers come up, more bounding. 3 tigers come up, broken.
The planks broke.
Broken.
The 3 tigers on
Tigers
the roof.
leg, back legs inside.
No.
You know, I didn't think.
Its leg is down here and you're sitting there.
Oh my God.
And your heart is going.
But he was surprised more. Quickly go out because he didn't think this is a hole, this is a pit. He didn't think.
They could have killed him, but for some reason Bloody Mary led her tigers away. She let Park live.
Did you see Bloody Mary from the last time you saw
The last time, you know, I sat down here. My assistant radio to me,
Yeah,
wireless radio.
yeah.
One time was killed by the rifle trap. Please come out, radio. He think she is Bloody Mary. Looks like Bloody Mary.
Like something from a war zone, poachers hide guns in the undergrowth. Bloody Mary was killed when she stepped on a tripwire, triggering a rifle. So you see her here with her family, and then the last time you see her is when she's been shot by a poacher's rifle trap. Park seems to relive her tragedy.
I really want to see a tiger.
Do you want to see tiger? Please sit down for 3 months here. Please. You can see.
Only 3 months.
Only 3 months.
Park's dream was to tell the story of a whole family. Now Bloody Mary was dead, his hopes rested on her 3 cubs. They were almost fully grown, so he hoped they would survive on their own. Park followed their tracks, through the river valleys and forests, over the mountains, all the way to the coast. We're going to retrace some of his routes so I can visit the other places he filmed.
And sleep in the mountain and go.
From the mountains to the coast. Park leads me to the farthest border of the tiger's domain.
Wow.
The Pacific Ocean. It's a different world, and even less like a place I would expect tigers to live. We don't see many animals, but I am finding evidence of them now.
Because you cannot find very well.
No. Wood chips here.
You know, deer.
Small deer. Are these roe deer?
Even the occasional glimpse.
Otter.
Food for cicadea in this season.
They want the nutrients and and salt.
Salt and the mineral.
So the tigers know it. The
Tigers
know
know.
that.
They follow the cicadea.
Chris. That's a tiger, is it? Oh, wow, look, yes.
On cue, proof of tigers on the shore.
Old, huh?
Very
Yeah.
old.
Oh, that's amazing to see them on the beach. Look at the sight. Very big distance. Must be a big tiger, yeah? Maybe a big male.
It's exciting, even if these tracks are older than the last ones we found. Park's search along the coast for the 3 cubs paid off. He found 2 of them living together, sharing a kill. He was concerned that the female cub he called Snow White had disappeared. With luck, she'd simply gone in search of her own territory, somewhere safer perhaps. The remaining 2 tigers stayed on the coastal edge of their mother's territory. It was unusual to see such large cats together, but Park insists tigers are much more social than some scientists say. Before long, things changed. The male refused to share his kills with his sister. The family was splitting up. Now each tiger would need its own territory. Park carefully planned new hides, each with a network of remote cameras.
Wow.
3 camera traps. Over there. My tent. Here.
Yeah. So you could see from your hide, looking that way, towards where the camera traps were. It looks like good tiger habitat there, hey? Yeah, that's where I would be if I was a tiger. After their mother's death, the 2 tigers split her coastal territory between them. The edge of their range was the ocean. Park knew if he followed the coast, he would find the tigers, patrolling their perimeter. He captured them stalking the cliff-top ridges, a postcard image, framed by wild azaleas. Park filmed the male tiger, Sky White, surveying his territory from the cliff-top bluffs. We come to the same spot. It's a magnificent lookout point. Shots of a tiger scanning the Pacific coast had never been seen before.
This is incredible, Park. This is one of my favorite parts of your film, where the tiger comes out and looks left and right and assesses his territory. And when you were in the hide, how many days was it before the tiger arrived?
maybe 80 days, after 80 days.
And before 80 days, did you think, forget it? Did you sometimes think, forget it, I can't wait?
One time, my assistant come. He bring me new supply, one time per 2 or 3 months. When he came, bring me new rice, salt, and take my waste. I cannot see his eyes directly. He cannot see my eyes directly too. If we see eyes, each other, maybe we cry. You understand? So we cannot see directly. And then he go back to the home. I saw he's going. I think big solitary coming up in my body. Coming up, coming up. I cannot stay here. I want to give up. I want to give up. I feel human cannot live alone. I feel human live together, must live together. Many times I think about that.
Park knew he would face years of isolation and hardship, but he was unprepared for his tiger's tragic struggle for survival. Park hoped the cub Sky White would replace his father King Big as the dominant male, but like his mother before him, the young male died before his time, murdered by poachers.
It must be very sad for you to think about that.
Very sad. When he was dead, I very sad. Like my baby was dead.
The remaining tiger on the coast, the sister, Moon White, survived through to the next year. He picked up her trail on the same coastal ridges. She was marking her territory, and Park was delighted to discover she was pregnant. She looked underweight. Park knew how hard it is for a first-time mother and her cubs to survive. Months later, he was able to film her with her cub. The winter had been especially harsh, and prey had plummeted. He tracked the mother and cub to a village. In her desperation to feed the cub, she had taken a dog. When he next found the pair, the cub was in trouble. His paw was injured and badly infected. Moon White was eager to move on in search of food. Park watched the cub falling further and further behind. He never saw either of them again. In part of Siberia, one species of sustained life. If the pine fail to fruit, deer and boar, the tiger's prey, must move on. Park realized the tigers are intimately linked to the pines.
This is my first evidence of Korean pine tree feeding. Look at the size of that cone. See that? This is where the nuts sit in here. Knock you. The tiger.
See how this system works. My mum. Feet up.
Six. Took in
Reward.
see the things. So
He can